Hey, what's up guys, Ryan here, back for another video. Today, I've got a set review for you guys. This time, we're taking a look at the LEGO Ninjago City set. This set came out in 2017 and retailed for £259.99. It's made up of 4,867 pieces and contains 19 minifigures. And of course, it's based on the LEGO Ninjago movie. So anyway, enough of these stats, let's get on and take a look at this massive set. Okay, let's take a look at the figures. First of all, you may notice there are only 17 figures here, despite the fact that there are 19 listed in the set. That's because the other two figures are actually mannequins within the Ninjago City. We'll encounter them later within the build as I'm reviewing it. Anyway, firstly, we've got Severin Black. He's the owner of the crab restaurant in the Ninjago City. He's honestly one of my favourite figures in the set. I think he's awesome. He's got a really nice torso and some great leg printing as well. He's got a nice face with a little tash there and a classic chef's cap. If you flip him around, he's got some nice crabby back printing and no double-sided face. Really solid figure to start us off with. Next up, we've got Kai. He also comes with a croissant as well. Let's take that off. He's got a really nice torso and some leg printing, even got some arm printing as well. He's got the classic Kai face and a really cool hairpiece. That's what the torso looks like from behind, and of course he's got the double-sided face. Next up, we've got Sally. She comes with a little frog, as you can see, some short legs, and the same torso that came in the Ninjago City Docks set. She's got a pretty standard hairpiece and face, some nice back printing, and no double-sided face. Next up, we've got Misako, or Lloyd's mum. She's got a really nice torso with a nice necklace there. Unfortunately, no leg printing, but I don't really think the figure needs it that much. She's got a nice face and a really cool hairpiece, and some nice back printing as well, and a cheeky double-sided face. Next, we've got Lloyd. He's got some really nice torso and leg printing working well together, making it look like his jacket's untucked. He's got a slightly different face to his normal one, but the same hairpiece. And there's the back printing and the double-sided face. Next, we've got the green ninja suit. This is a bit of an annoying addition. I wish that this was a different figure. They give us this figure so much. It's really annoying. I suppose the only unique thing about this figure is that it's got a dark translucent head. Other than that, it's just a normal boring green ninja figure. Bit disappointing. Next, we've got Rufus McAllister. He's got a pretty simple figure, but I think it works really well. He really does look like the owner of the comic book store. Some nice simple torso printing, and some really nice leg printing. He's got a pretty standard face, and the same hairpiece that we've seen in previous sets. Some really nifty back printing, and no double-sided face. Next, we've got Conrad. He's got a nice dark brown spear and a little fish that he's caught. He's got the same torso that we've previously seen in the Docks set, but with some new legs with some nice printing on them. He's got the same minifigure head that was used in the Docks set as well, annoyingly, and a pretty standard Luke Skywalker-esque hairpiece. You can see that he's got a hat strapped to his back. If you take that off, that's all that's underneath. And if you remove that, you can see his back printing and no double-sided face. Next, we've got Jay, another very standard LEGO Ninjago movie figure. He's got the usual weapon, the stick and blade connected by a chain. Let's take that off. As you can see, it's just his normal figure. Some nice torso and leg printing, and that's what his face looks like, and back printing and double-sided face. Next, we've got Tommy. He's got a pretty standard face and hairpiece, but a very nice green ninja themed torso. You can tell he's a big fan. And of course, the short legs, some very modest back printing, and a double-sided face. Next, we've got a Jamanakai villager. He's got the same torso and legs that we've previously seen in the Docks set. He's got a nice bearded face and a hat, as well as this nifty stick. He's also got a basket attached to his back with a little frog in it. The frog stays in the basket very well because of the stud underneath it, so it perfectly sits in there. And that's what his torso looks like from behind without the basket. Next up, we've got Juno. She's got a really nice umbrella here, which is just created out of these two pieces. She's got a really cool torso, a nice face, and some nice hair as well. Unfortunately, no leg printing though. She's got some nice back printing, and her face without the sunglasses. I really like this figure. I think it works together really well. Next up, we've got Officer Noonan. She's got a grey megaphone there and a really nice police torso. It's a really nice alternate police uniform. You could even use this in your LEGO City if you wanted to. She's got a pretty standard LEGO female police officer face, as seen in many LEGO City sets, and a nice black version of the police cap, and the standard navy legs of all the LEGO City police officers. Also got some nice back printing as well. Next up, we've got Guy. He's got a very nice fishy pink torso and a couple of $100 bills in his hands. Unfortunately, he's got some boring navy legs and a pretty boring face and hairpiece that we've seen 1,000 times before. And he's got some nice simple back printing too. Next up, we've got the Shark Army Gunner. He's got the pretty standard Shark Army outfit with a really cool face and a nice blue cap. His weapon is also quite unique. He's got the normal fish handle, but then he's got a nice sparkly blue water burst coming out of it. Very cool. A very unique weapon. And of course, he's got the pretty standard Shark Army back printing as well. Next up, we've got Ivy Walker. Her accessory is a nice diamond. She's got really nice torso and leg printing that works well together. A very elegant looking figure. She's got a nice face and a very nice hairpiece as well. She has some really nice back printing and a double-sided face. And finally for the figures, we've got Sweep. Of course, he's not technically a minifigure, but I still count him as a figure. You can see here that he's got a really nice litter grabber and a broomstick. He's also got a nice basket on his back as well. This is a really fun, snazzy little build. I really like this figure. If you take off his hat, you can see that his entire head is just one of those arm blasters. A really cool use of a piece there. So there you have it. Those are all the figures. Now let's move on and take a look at the build. Okay, let's take a look at the build. First of all, we've got this little speedboat. The build is a little bit more basic than the one in the Ninjago City docks, but you can tell that this boat is a bit more futuristic. It has this really nice engine at the back here, and all of these flaps can be pulled back to kind of reveal the engine inside. So it's a nice little simple build, but I think it's a good addition to the set. Now I'm going to review this layer by layer, and we're going to start at the bottom. So I'm going to have to remove all the top layers, like so. Obviously, once you remove all the layers, it looks pretty bare, but it's still pretty nicely detailed. Let's jump in. So down here, you've got a nice little stone walkway. Now this is one of my favorite subtle little details within the set. There are some translucent green plates underneath the water there, so it looks like some kind of nuclear waste is coming out of that pipe. A really nice little addition there, and it really adds to the whole feel of the set. You've got a nice poster here, obviously a sticker. You've got a little walkway down there to the back of the set, and here you've got a nice telephone. And then if we continue around the bend, you come to this really nice bridge. You've got some posters with writing on them here. Obviously they're all stickers. Like the city docks, this set has a lot of stickers, but I don't mind that too much. If you go over the bridge, you've got a couple more posters here, and you've got the water going underneath the bridge, which looks really good. If we now have a look at the back of the set, you'll see that there isn't really that much back here, just a lot of water. This is kind of similar to the front of the city docks. And just like the city docks, this is very bouncy. I definitely think it's better to have this at the back of the set rather than the front. First of all, because it's a little bit plain and it seems wasted at the front of the set. And secondly, because it makes this bouncy issue less of a problem. Because if it's hidden away at the back of the set, I don't really mind as much. We've got the start of the lift tower here. This goes up through the entire set. All of the layers build on top of this to make it one seamless journey. You can see there that you've got enough space for one figure per trip. Or maybe two if you squeeze. Over here, we've got our first two buildings of the set. Firstly, in here, we've got Sweep's kind of workshop. It doesn't really have that much in it. You can see that there are two blue pipes coming out of each wall. I guess it's kind of like a charging station for him. You can see there on the wall that there are two clippers to attach his broomstick and his little litter grabber. He's also got a poster of himself there as well. And of course, there's a nice door there that you can open and close. Over here, we've kind of got a little seafood shop. You can see there that they've got a couple of fish and a crab. This is fairly similar to the fruit shop in the city docks. You've also got this really nice roof here made out of wrenches, as you can see. So that right there is the first layer. Now let's add the second layer. The second layer is basically just two additional rooms on top of the first layer, so it's not really a complete layer. It's more like layer 1, part 2. First of all, in here we've got a really nice chill kind of bedroom. You've got a bed on the floor there, a little cupboard, and a TV in the corner. Good day Ninjago. A pretty simple room, but a nice vibe. And of course, it has a sliding door as well. Over here, we've got what looks like a tea room. We've got a teapot with a couple of cups on a table, and a little seat for someone to sit at, a very cool painting on the wall there, and a nice little shrub in the corner, which of course is actually just a green piece of hair. The city docks had a very similar technique, and I absolutely love it. And of course, this room also has a sliding door. You can see you've also got a ladder to climb up to this level, and a walkway between the rooms. So that's the second layer. Let's add the third layer. Let's take a look at it from the front. Now this is where the fun really begins. You come up to the second floor via the lifts, you hop out here, and then you come around here to the walkway. The first thing you see here is a movie poster. And of course, in classic Ninjago City fashion, there are a few more hidden behind it, as you can see. And if you want to replace this one, you can just flick this open, slide it out, and put in a new one. Then lock it in. Let's put all these ones back in storage, so we don't lose them. If we continue around here, you come to the crab restaurant. This is where Severin Black will prepare some tasty crab. You can see that you've got some crab cooking utensils up there, an uncooked crab, and a couple of bananas in the cupboards below. And here, we have the crab cooker. If you open it, you can see that you have an uncooked crab in there. If you then close it, and then give this wheel a twist at the back, you can see that your crab has been nicely cooked, nice and yellow. This is honestly such an awesome play feature, and I'm so happy with how well it works. I've tried it so many times and it hasn't failed once. Really happy with it. If you keep going around here, you come to an ATM, and this has another awesome play feature. If you push in this green block at the back, the ATM actually dispenses money. You can then pull down this railing for easy access. And if you want some more, you can just keep printing it. You get the idea. And finally, you come to the comic book store. This is set slightly lower than the rest of the level, so it creates a really nice look for the shop. You can see there when you open the door, it really does look like a comic book store. It's got a really nice vibe. If you look at it from above, the store looks really tall, and you wouldn't really be able to get any figures in there and take them out. So that's why the shop basically comes in 2 layers. Really cool. This is the main area of the shop. You can see there that you've got figures of the 6 ninjas. Over here, you've got a bunch of trading cards. And over here, you've got 4 copies of Starfarer. Once you add the next layer, you can see that you get a cool poster and some nice little knickknacks high up on the wall. This really is an awesome shop in here. I love the way they've done this double layered approach for this particular shop. I think it really adds to the comic book store vibe. That's a big plus from me. Now, let's add the 3rd layer. So if we go up another level in the lift, you can walk across these railings and enter the shop. In here, you can find plenty of goodies. You've got some phones there and a golden frog. You've got a skateboard, some golden boxes, some nice orange hats, a guitar and some fancy hats, a golden cup, and either a love potion or some perfume, a couple more random hats, and some nice orange boxes. You've also got a shopping bag there as well. Of course, I've missed out the most important 2 items in the room, you and you. These are the 2 extra figures that bump up this set to 19 minifigures. And honestly, they might be the coolest minifigures in this set. I absolutely love these torsos and legs. These are the same torsos that Little Nelson has in the city docks, so they go along great with that. Honestly, I'm probably going to replace these 2 figures with just some random ones in the shop, and use these torsos and legs for actual figures. You can see that this one's got a golden mask on, and this one's got the orange scarf and orange hat. And this is what they both look like without the accessories. And that's what they look like from behind. So awesome. As you can see behind the till, there's a bar blocking this door, so you can't open it. And there's a good reason why, because you wouldn't want to get into this room. This room basically has a tree growing out of it. You can see the roots going around there. And out of the window, you can see that it becomes this lovely blossom tree. This looks absolutely awesome. It really adds a nice bright spark of colour to the set. Really nice addition. So that right there is the 3rd layer. Let's add on the 4th and final layer. So now you have 2 choices. You can either get the lift up to the sushi bar, or you can climb up this ladder here and go along this walkway, and then you'll come to this house. This right here is where Lloyd and his mum live. You can see that you've got a nice little kitchen area there with a microwave and a TV. You've got a bunch of toys and random stuff there, and you've got a couple of bunk beds. The bottom bunk can easily be accessed like so. This entire part of the wall just comes off really easily, which is a nice addition. You've got a nice poster on the wall next to this bed, and another poster next to the bottom bed as well. You've also got these windows which you can open as well. In the roof of this house, you can also hide the green ninja suit. You can see that you've got a couple of connectors there, so you can pop it up there just like that, nice and hidden away. If you don't want to go to Lloyd's house, you can take the lift up to the 4th and final floor. As you enter, you'll see the prices written on the menu right here. You'll also go past this pufferfish balloon and a little squid balloon as well. The whole sushi restaurant has a nice orange theme. You've got a bunch of seats to sit down on, and a few tables. Over here, you've got an area where the chef can be preparing some fish, and here you've got the actual sushi bar, which has an awesome play feature. It actually turns. Another really awesome play feature in this set. Over here, you can see you've got some steps up to this mysterious room, which has a sliding door. You can take this off to get a better look inside. Oh, lovely. It's a toilet. I suppose that you've got to have at least one in this city. And also hidden under here, you've got a chef's hat and a mustache. Very random. This might be a reference to something. I'm not sure. I'll put you back in there. And of course, finally, you've got this funny wind tunnel thing as well. It's quite a focal point of the set because it's normally what your eyes are drawn to first. I'm not quite sure what it's for. It might just be a cool looking piece of architecture, or it might be something more. I don't know. And finally, as you go up here, you can see that you've got some kind of signal towers. And another one down here. So yeah, that right there is the Ninjago City set. Overall, I'm going to give this set a 10 out of 10. It was very close. I was struggling to decide between a 9.5 and a 10. But I figured that I gave a 9.5 to the Ninjago City docks, and I feel like this set is just a tiny bit better than that one. So I felt like it was appropriate to give it a 10. Now, the set isn't perfect, but it's close enough to perfection for me to give it a 10 out of 10. Because no LEGO set's really ever perfect, is it? I think I'll make another video where I compare the Ninjago City docks to the Ninjago City set, where I can go a bit more in-depth in the comparison between them. In this video, I'm just going to focus on the Ninjago City set. The reason I gave it a 10
It's just because it's amazing.
It's the kind of set that looks great on a shelf and as a display piece, but also has insane playability within it. Loads and loads of really cool play features, insane architecture and detailing, and it's really varied. Every layer is distinctly different to each other, which definitely maximizes the playability of the set. The only two minor criticisms that I have are, firstly, the curved up base plate at the back, but as I said in the review, it's less of a problem in this set than it is in the docks, because on this set it curves up at the back where you don't really see it. And the second minor criticism is that whilst it's not difficult to access all the levels, I feel like it could certainly be easier. Trying to access the bottom level, you have to lift off 4 levels above it. It's not the easiest thing to do. But then again, I suppose you're always going to run into those kind of issues when you're building a set of this size. But yeah, overall, this is an incredible set. But I'm sure you can tell that by just looking at it. It's an absolute stunner of a set, and I'm so happy that I bought it. What do you guys think of the Ninjago City set? Do you agree with my review or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.